What's on our agenda today, Mo?
Oh, you tell me. What is the tech topic for today? What's top of mind?
Well, for me, I think there's a lot of discussion about the HVAC system and how it can be effective against this. And I like to say that, the HVAC system isn't going to solve all of our problems. Um, and really what we need to focus on is ventilation effectiveness and indoor air quality as a whole, realizing that it has its limitations against, protecting us from viral transmission. And so I think from a technology side, it's interesting, how IAQ monitoring with respect to CO2 could potentially give us an indication, or definitely give us an indication on ventilation effectiveness and how we're turning over air in the space, which in turn, would be beneficial towards, the situation that we're dealing with. And so I think technology could really assist us in that regard.
Oh yeah, I think what it boils down to is it's going to be hard to achieve things and be productive if you're worried about your safety. And subconsciously, people are going to be thinking about now more and more the air and the space surrounding them. So this goes on to support the objective that we talked about is, a safe space, building confidence and transparency. So measuring and monitoring, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it, you can't improve it. And so the technology's there to help track your indoor air quality. And I know the folks at the Energy and Eco team did great studies, and you had some excellent discussions about filtrations and other strategies. But from a
Another day.
yeah, for another day. That's a whole other session. I think it's an interesting one. I would love to hear more about it. But from a tech standpoint, a couple of things. I think first and foremost, unlike thermal sensing, which we talked about the other day, I think this is a technology that's going to be helpful beyond just re-entry, right? It's not a, yeah, it's not a, I'll use it today, 6 months, hopefully everything gets back to normal at some time, a date. This is something that's going to work towards a greater good and a greater goal, which is the healthy workplace.
Yeah, undoubtedly. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that we throw at the wall to see what sticks. And I think really indoor air quality and a focus on health and wellness is going to be one of those things, regardless of what happens with it. So I know we did something at our office, like even pre-COVID days. So I guess we were ahead of the curve on this. Can you tell us about what we did at our office?
Yes. So we piloted also with a couple of solution providers an IoT form of device, indoor air quality monitoring and measuring. And basically, that's one of the four approaches that you can go about measuring in your space. You could either have a standalone single unit where you could use basically Bluetooth or an app that comes with the actual solution to get the information directly out of that one single device. And we'll get to what are we measuring and what are the different compounds that are being tracked. The other option is what we took the route of, let's deploy a handful of locations of interest, like a cafe, high traffic area, print area, etc., and tie it. It's an IoT solution. So basically, it has its own connectivity. It's a 4G based connectivity that goes out to a cloud based dashboard that can track, trend all the data and all the different components, and you can remote access it and kind of see all that data away from your desk via website, etc., or even the mobile app.
Just so we're clear for all everyone that's listening, we're not tracking any viral transmissions or viral particles in this.
Yes, that's a great segue. So what we want to talk about is these IAQ devices. The things that they track are, chemical toxins, contaminants,
VOCs.
allergens. Exactly. VOC, CO2, radon. Some of them can do nitrogen oxide. Some of them can do sulfur oxide. So think about particulate matter and biological contaminants, spores, dust, smog, etc. Unfortunately, it doesn't go to the level of viruses and that refinement, but it basically contributes to a healthier, better, you measure it, you track it, you know what it is, and then you can do an actual outcome to change the environment if you notice things that are basically not supporting it.
Definitely. Very cool. Very cool. I feel like yeah.
The last, I actually, there's the last solution is you can do a full deployment, and we've been working with some of the building owners and developers on a building scale, right? Is how to have these separate sensors tie into a larger building system, a larger smart platform that actually, as you extract this data, you can create actionable outcomes and change, your air, what is it called, air movement throughout the space, and kind of create air changes
Air
based on
changes
that.
per hour. Yeah, definitely. So that's
Yeah.
interesting because I know top of mind is reducing operating costs for building engineers, and so we sometimes see that on peak days, we're having people are bringing in maybe the fewer, a little bit less amount of air than required by code, and um, having information to be able to tell you that actually not just occasional CO2 sensors, but additional information that can kind of tell a bigger picture on overall indoor air quality is a great tool for sure.
Yeah. I think there's definitely a great opportunity on this technology, and there's more to it, and it's beneficial to a greater outcome, right? And so, yeah. What else do you have in mind? I think that pretty
Well, I
much.
think that's probably it for today. But I know there's a lot of other things we want to talk about, so maybe next time.
Cool. All right. So next time we'll tackle another topic, and again, technology will be at the center of it, and that kind of benefits both the workplace and the built environment.
Thanks, Mo. Thanks for the tech talk.
Awesome. Thanks, Julie. All right. Catch you next time. All right. Bye.
Yep.